If you've ever had a bad tenant, you already know this truth. Tenant screening can make or break your rental investment. The right tenant means on-time rent, fewer repairs, and less stress. The wrong tenant means late payments, property damage, and legal headaches. Today, I'm breaking down how to properly screen tenants for your rental property, specifically here in Virginia. And I'll also show you how we do it at Keyrenter Richmond Property Management. I'm Calvin Davis, and we help landlords throughout Richmond and the surrounding areas protect their properties by placing high-quality tenants through a consistent, legally compliant screening process. Let's walk through it step by step. Step 1, run a credit check. The credit report gives you a snapshot of how an applicant handles financial responsibility. You're not just looking at the score, you're looking for patterns, late payments, collections, judgments, bankruptcies. At Keyrenter Richmond, we use professional tenant screening tools, not free online reports, so landlords get accurate, verifiable credit data. Credit alone doesn't decide everything, but it's a critical first filter. Step 2, verify income. Income verification is non-negotiable. A general rule of thumb in Virginia is tenants should earn at least 3 times the monthly rent in gross income. At Keyrenter Richmond, we verify income using recent pay stubs, employment offer letters, tax documents for self-employed applicants, and employer verification when needed. This ensures tenants can comfortably afford rent, not just scrape by. Step 3, review debt-to-income ratio. Income is only part of the story. We also look at how much of that income is already spoken for. A tenant making good money, but carrying heavy debt, may still struggle to pay rent consistently. We evaluate overall debt obligations to make sure rent fits realistically into their monthly budget. Step 4, employment verification. Employment stability matters. At Keyrenter Richmond, we confirm current employer, length of employment, and position when possible. This step helps identify applicants who may be between jobs or misrepresenting their employment status, something that unfortunately happens more often than people realize. Step 5, identity verification. This one is simple but critical. We verify government-issued photo identification, that names match the application details, and information is consistent across documents. Identity verification protects landlords from fraud and helps ensure leases are enforceable. Step 6, contact previous landlords. Past behavior is often the best predictor of future behavior. We contact prior landlords, not just current ones, and ask specific questions like, did they pay their rent on time? Did they take care of the property? Would you rent to them again? At Keyrenter Richmond, we know how to spot red flags, like fake references or overly vague answers. Step 7, pet screening. Pets add risk if not screened properly. When pets are allowed, we verify breed and size, number of pets, vaccination records when applicable, and insurance compliance. We also require pet documentation and photos to ensure transparency and protect the property owner. Step 8, criminal background check. Handled correctly. Criminal background checks must be handled carefully and in compliance with fair housing laws. In Virginia, landlords must apply screening criteria consistently and fairly, without blanket denials that could create legal issues. At Keyrenter Richmond, we review criminal background results responsibly, focusing on relevance, recency, and risk to property and residents. This protects both landlords and tenants. At Keyrenter Richmond Property Management, tenant screening is included as part of our full leasing process. We don't just place tenants, we place qualified tenants using a proven, consistent system designed to reduce late payments, evictions, and turnover. If you own rental property in the Richmond area and want help screening and placing tenants the right way, visit keyrenterrichmond.com/schedule. All right, let's get back to it. Key screening tips for Virginia landlords. The 2 final tips every landlord should remember. First, be consistent. Use the same screening criteria for every applicant to stay compliant with fair housing laws. Second, document everything. Applications, approvals, denials, and notices should always be documented and stored properly. Screening protects your investment, but only when it's done correctly. So to recap, proper tenant screening includes credit checks, income and employment verification, debt review, identity confirmation, landlord references, pet screening, and compliant background checks. When done right, screening saves you time, money, and stress. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and share it with another landlord who could use it. And if managing tenant screening or your rental property overall feels overwhelming, we'd love to help. Visit KeyrenterRichmond.com to learn how Keyrenter Richmond Property Management can help you protect and grow your investment. I'm Calvin Davis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.